For those who watched my previous video, you can attest that it was used in conjunction with the video clip of the interview between Nnamdi Kanu and David Mosinga of Punchline Africa. In that video, the Nigerian government and its handlers were put to witness stand and indicted. Indicted after Nnamdi Kanu cried out to CHIUKWU saying, "Emere gịnị? Emere nene we ogu? Emere nene, what did I do?" If said in clean hand like he did, it's ogu. It's a meditation, and meditation is power. And the kidnapping him is even digging their hole deeper in the face of CHIUKWU, the judge. ELOAHUM. Yashada. Yahuwa. He was and is still the judge. Our Yahuwah. Our ELOAHUM. Not Elohim. Our fathers didn't know that. They didn't say that. Whatever that doesn't make sense, do not call it CHIUKWU. Because in the same video clip, the leader of indigenous people, Biafra, also prayed to the Most High, to the judge, in request and supplication that we want Biafra the way it was with our fathers, our righteous fathers before the white man crept in, what you so-called white man crept in. But as we all know, every person with that complexion, they ended up in 1681 calling all white to organize and divide and rule with such an impunity as you can see today, which has put the whole world into an unimaginable existential threat. Can attest. But after we have put them in on witness stand, the Most High has put them on such a witness stand. Now they kidnapped him and adopted him and sent him to the pit of hell of Abuja, where he going to be exonerated and freed. And then in the same process, short process, let my people go. Now the Most High is fair and just in his judgment. For that reason, all of us who claim to be in support of Nnamdi Kanu, here is all of us, here we are in our own witness stand. That kidnap there was a part of the prophecy of the 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 verses 3. For there will be a falling away after the son of sin is revealed. The son of sin, Nigerian government and its handlers were revealed. And this kidnap was just a falling away. Also, I want, for those of us who are ashamed of themselves, probably ashamed of my attire, my sacred attire of who I am, it is important that you know that in order to worship CHIUKWU Abiyama, you must be able to identify with who you are. You have to know do you know who you are? And do you know who your enemy is? Your real enemy. Let me shock you. The name David Masinga is an Igbo name. I will demonstrate to you why it is and why we are Ndibo. And it's from Ndibo that you get the word Igbo, as I will be able to explain in future videos. David is not the real name. The real name is Da Hudo. Humble yourself. Da Hu, to see peace. Udo means peace. Da Hudo, not David. See how deep the enemy has deceived the world. And his middle name is not YAKORACHI. His middle name is YAKORACHI, which means let him report to CHIUKWU. Submit to CHIUKWU. That's what that means. Submit to Chineke, the Most High. And his last name, Matasinga. Let him explain to you what meaning is and see if it not corresponds with Ma Asimga. If I am asked to go on the message, if I am sent, I shall go. Masinga. Let every Igbo person, any real Igbo person who understands the language and the truth is in him, will let you know if this is true or not. So those of us in the area called the Niger area and Niger, or across the whole Africa and everywhere, note that Nnamdi Kanu being held is you being held. So the question you have to ask yourself as great man and watchman like Bob Marley happened to say, how long shall they kill our prophets while we sit aside and mope? No one will renew our minds but ourselves. So our job is cut out for us. So let's go and defend these prophets, David, Dahudo, Masinga, and then Nnamdi Kanu. And also one of our people, Engineer Abaribe, happened to mention that that there was that Igbo people, there were a few Igbo people with the secret. It's like a group with a secret of the earth buried in the sand. But this is no secret. The secret of the Most High is with those who fear Him, and those are the people He made the covenant with. And the written constitution and the government that CHIUKWU and his Igbo people gave to the world is no secret. It's no secret. It's something that we have to have in our mouth and the heart and head with clean hands, Wamashaka, all the time. Because if you know that CHIUKWU is watching you all the time, why will you go against this constitution? You're going to be your own police. So when they talk about the written constitution and the democracy, they make ocracy, not democracy. Read, write, and do as CHIUKWU ask you to do. You will have the power to move the mountains. You will have the horn of salvation to withstand all challenges of the evil one. So, but it was revealed to me before and after this kidnap and all this saga in so many ways. When looking back at the closed door meeting with of ex-Nigerian token leaders with their G7 masters, within that time when God do somebody who spent all his 6 years in all in the office crying, God do, and pleasing the caliphate, and never did anything for himself or his people, get the nerve to come out and they say that our people in the southwest are the ones handling Nigerian diversity well. And when I heard that in Simon Ekpa, and the Simon Ekpa took that bottle of King Kana, that ACKOWLEDGE they gave to him, and nearly broke it in the face, I was wondering, I said, Chai, what is this man doing to isolate our Yoruba people, and the rest of Nigeria, to turn around and fight against us like they did in 1970? Oh, but it's too late, fool, because our people have realized the mess, your foolishness in the past and the present has put them, and you on your own, with you and your breaker of wedlock, looking like a fat dead animal, and then the fat chimp who have been accused of so many things, including the death of his wife and killing fella mother and raping his daughter-in-law. Nasty people. Aren't this so filthy? How can anybody be accused of this thing like this, and they still get the shame to come out, and they still wanna rubbish their people just this much? And also, the absence of Nnamdi Kanu from the radio for a while also raised eyebrow and made some of our people be talking. It was a big concern. I also was looking for Nnamdi Kanu. I've looked for Nnamdi Kanu for the past 6 months, and being blocked left, right, front, and back. But people were forgetting that there was a message that I had to send to him, that was given to me to send to him. So when you guys hear this radio or you hear everybody, be able to separate the voice of the CHIUKWU Abiyama from the voice of man. Because you cannot assume that everybody is want to be the king of Biafra. It's not going to happen. CHIUKWU has it. This is the problem a lot of us have been running into all this time. And someone get the nerve to send me a WhatsApp message inviting me to be a part of the, whatever that thing is, named New Nigeria that is already dead and rubbish. The whole world have seen it. How can you ever, make anything out of Nigeria? Just tell me. Shamelessness. So anybody who knows these people, Nim and Nim, please tell them. Anytime I get it, I will put a curse. I want you on them. It's not my intention for anybody to perish. But if you choose, I am not going to stop CHIUKWU Abiyama from doing what he pleases. And then I heard when I saw Efe came to the video telling our people, evoking Isaiah 58 verses 1, telling our people to do right. Some people just crying out and all over her like she did committed an abomination, forgetting that that's a seed of the stew. That stew is like this horn. It's not just the symbol, but it's what it represents, because the real one is in the hand of CHIUKWU Abiyama. Bene is our people. They were sent by CHIUKWU Abiyama. Bene means to enter into Oba. We have the same tradition. That's how important the West, Beni and the West, is to Biafra, to our people before they divide and conquer by the Caesar in their slave trade, using the Egyptians who call themselves today OV and Ova. That's what their master called them, OV and Ova. Obi and Oba. These are the people holding our people down. Why you think they are instrumental in manipulating and trying to kidnap both Nnamdi Kanu and the Sunday Igbo Osha. Igbo C Osha. Osha means salvation. Take note. And don't let nobody deceive you. We are one people, except these few Egyptians and these Arabs. Egyptians and the Sodom and Gomorrah, Fulani. So we need to remember that before the white man, we had an order. We had the Ishobi, where our orders, where we sit, where we worship, from where we worship CHIUKWU Abiyama. And when the white man came, what he picked is all these teachers, nonsense teachers, teachers of nonsense. So look back to 1950 or before. It's nothing but nonsense teachers. People who were, give me your misfit. That's what Caesar had been known for in America, in Africa. Because America and Africa used to be, were the same people. And these nonsense people, what they gave your fathers were nothing but to teach us nonsense. Because they were people who were not, who have already committed some abominations and they set on their corner to isolate it from contaminating the good. But now, because of then you become their teachers and the Afiantol order. Can you get it? Teachers and Afiantol order. This is what is putting you guys. You're talking about the economy. You don't produce anyone. I see some people jubilating. Oh, Yoruba was the first people to have television, but they didn't tell me Yoruba was the first people to make television. And the television, what is television? Something used to create witchcrafts in our mind of our people. Also, one thing we need to know now is clear. We're not going to be using the names we don't know their meaning to call on CHIUKWU Okike in the radio. We need to take those names out of the radio. It has been a problem before, and it's still going to be always a problem, because if you want to get out of Babylon, just stay away from Babylon. Don't stay your feet here, God, Jesus, and then one feet there, Caesar, one feet here, Chineke. No, you can't do that. You cannot worship both of them. You gotta worship one. So, for those who are helping in contribution of money to or anything to support this Biafra movement, fine and dandy, Chineke gozion. But don't think that whatever we keep pitching in will buy us another zoo where you're going to be sitting in a big chair in one place and be telling people what to do. Do this, do that. You're going to be able to go. If you don't know any trade, start learning it now. You're going to be able to produce. If you're selling something, you got to sell what you know how to fix. This is Igbo way. Yoruba apprentice, 7 years of training. Yakobo did the same thing when to marry his woman. He was in apprenticeship with Laban for 7 years, and for Rachel, and 7 years for Leah, and 7 years for Joseph, for Rachel. Those are not the names. We're gonna be explaining why the Igbo meaning to those names as we go along to link ourselves to our CHIUKWU, so that it wouldn't be known as the strange one. Why the strange one Macaulay proposed to give to us we're not gonna want to deal with that no more. Therefore, all young people across the world crying for climatic change, climbing against climatic change, crying about against the pollution and the existential threat of your future. This is your work. You cannot sit and watch this your prophet to be killed or misplaced one more day while you sit down and mope in hamburger you don't even know what it's made of. I learned a few months ago or last year that human DNA was found into it, and since that time I don't eat it. I don't give it to my family. Whoever want to eat, and there are more than 7,200 more than 7,200 penises of black people cut in China for Caesar, and whosoever there G7 have never said anything, have never defended themselves against it. They have $89 million they're going to send to Northeast without, where they say there's no Boko Haram. And how many billions of dollars did they send to to Biafra to take care of, rehabilitate themselves from a genocide, a huge genocide? I have a record saying more than 3.5 million people. I have records saying 5 millions. One of the biggest genocides that has ever been taken against a people by other people. The rest of the genocides are people on themselves, but this is genocide by the world. Your G7 have an explanation over that genocide till date. They're giving money, billions of dollars to the Northeast, a couple of villages, but not Biafra, not even the whole Nigeria. And then the question is this money to rehabilitate the Northeast Borno State, or to buy arms and fund terrorism and another war to destroy Nigeria and Africa? These are questions that they must have to, the enemy or the Nigerian government and these handlers have to answer. With this level of bitterness, why would anybody send me anything telling me to support, to look for anything called Nigeria? Chai. And one great lesson we must have to learn here is that Africa, the freedom of Africa, must be without the token leaders and the religion. No revolution in the past, not even in present, never, not ever, will succeed with religion. Snake oil. So, young people across the world, this is your future. This is your war. This is your battle. This is your prophet sent to you by CHIUKWU. Your work is cut out for you on the 26th of July 2021. So get ready. Don't sit down and watch while your future, your Biafra, is washed to the drain. Again, not ever. But for one thing, I have to warn all my people and everyone that claims that they stand on the side of truth, is that just go again to Proverbs chapter 28, 9 verses 10, and say, read it yourself, pray, meditate to CHIUKWU day and night, and read it and see that turning away your eyes, turning away your ears from this Besara, from this Okuchukwu, from this teaching of heaven, your prayer is nothing but an abomination. So pay attention, watch the video. I'm not charging you. It's for free from heaven. Save yourself or be doomed. Because we are not wrestling only against flesh and blood again, but with the spirits, evil spirits in everywhere, unknown spirits everywhere, evil spirits everywhere. The enemy. And in the book of Yahusha, or Yahusha, or they call him Joshua in Babel, chapter 1, verses 8, the Most High asks us to meditate in this word, in His teaching. Maintain it in our mouth and meditate on it day and night for us to be successful. Read it yourself. This is not my word, it's the word of the Most High, CHIUKWU. Not all these rubbish names you call him. It makes him mad. He's not happy with it. If it was you, what would you do? And for all these, for your meditation, for what you call your fasting to be meaningful or be accepted, go and read Isaiah 58 and see before you claim you are fasting. And also make sure you are praying, you meditate before you ask. Because asking without keeping a clean hand, without keeping the word of the Most High in your mouth and meditating with it day and night, your prayer is just a waste of time. So what we have to do to be exonerated is to pay attention, understand that, acknowledge that CHIUKWU is watching us in everything we do, that we cannot be crafty and say we worshiping him. We cannot be lying and dwelling as in a lie and claim that we worship him. We cannot be stealing like your G7, stealing from people and justifying it and claiming that we practicing democracy, we practicing human rights. We're killing, murdering people, assassinating, snooping, making your own animals calls and all threatening people. In the terrorists, creating terrorism, all kind of terrors, financial terror, sanctions, all this murder, the whole crisis in the whole Africa, across the whole Africa, Mozambique, Nigeria. You want their gas, you want to steal it. You want to play a game, you give them 1,000 naira, you carry the whole land. You want to steal. Now you want to kill them off. You killed off the whole America. The killers in America call us India. Okay? You come into Africa now, you just want to take it and destroy these people. Why don't you let my people go? But the Most High is in charge. Let him remain in charge forever and be our ELOAHUM. And we be his people. You see? You see? You see? Till the next video. Thank you.
When Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King started to try to rearrange the social order in America, some people felt it was impossible to do. but eventually he succeeded. When Nelson Mandela, and I'm sure your good self, and all other anti-apartheid campaigners started, even with the support of Margaret Thatcher and Ronald Reagan, this is something people don't know, that Ronald Reagan, a very powerful president of the US, and Margaret Thatcher, of course, the young lady, they all supported apartheid South Africa. They did. They were the ones that labeled ANC a terrorist group. Some people don't know this. It was only a few years ago that the name of Mandela was, should I say, erased from the logbook of terrorists in the United States of America. People don't know this. We are going to insist on what is ours and what is right. We've been occupying our land in perpetuity since the creation of man on this very earth. Somebody came and decided to change our identity, and we said no. The person said, okay, if I'm leaving, I'm going to hand you over to a more brutal caretaker, which are the Fulanis in this case. And that is why they're killing us and killing us till tomorrow. I want to draw your attention to something very, very critical. The order given by the Inspector General of Police of Nigeria to predominantly Fulani soldiers and Fulani police people to go to Biafra land to kill people. Had this announcement been made by any other police chief anywhere in the world, believe you me, there will be someone to appear in Hague the next day. I want to read for your audience. I'm going to quote him verbatim what he said. The IG of police in Nigeria said, he's a Fulani man, mind you, don't mind the media shout, do the job I command you. If anyone accuses you of human rights violation, the reports will come to my table and you know what I will do. So take the battle to them wherever they are and kill them all. Kill Biafrans all. Don't wait for an order. What another order are you waiting for when Mr. President has ordered you to shoot anybody carrying AK-47 assault rifle? Quote me, even a dead policeman can be tried and dismissed from the force, and his family will not get his benefits. And this is from a police chief. Do you know the funniest thing, or should I say the most astonishing thing of all? The EU has a presence in Abuja, in Nigeria. The British High Commissioner is there, Katuna Line. The US Ambassador is there. They've not said anything at all. In other words, that leads us now to believe that exactly what happened between 66 and 1970 is about to happen again, which is kill as many Biafrans as possible. I want all Africans to understand this, that this very policy of genocide and slaughter is sanctioned by the US Ambassador in Nigeria, sanctioned by the UK of all people. Tomorrow they'll be singing songs of praise about human rights abuses, what China is doing, what is happening in Gaza, what is happening in Rohingya. But in Nigeria, they sanction the killing of Biafrans in broad daylight. What sort of justice is that, I ask? And I want Africans to know, to ask themselves this question: why is it that the USA and Britain wants this very tiny country to be squashed and killed? What is it that they have that is driving them so mad? Because the future progress of Africa lies in the land of Biafra, and they do not want black people to be developed. That is why they're doing what they're doing. Look at a whole, should I say, high commission running all over the place, telling the country how to be run. The same things that Kwame Nkrumah, Julius Nyerere, Azikiwe, all of them, Patrice Lumumba, Jomo Kenyatta fought. The same thing that Mandela fought. Black people are now tolerating it. The same thing we are fighting. We want independence, we want self-rule. Today, this very morning or afternoon or evening, one single woman, is crossing the whole of Nigeria, telling the Nigerian police who to kill, telling them who to shoot at. Now tell me how I can be in a country where the chief of police have targeted my people for extermination and the whole world is quiet. Tomorrow they'll start blaming us.
I love them with the bottom of my heart. From the bottom of my heart, I love them. I don't care about Buhari, what he can say. Whether we meet at the AU, I will point fingers at him. I will. It is coronavirus that has made us not meet now. But if AU was meeting I will wrestle him. I don't care. Because this is something that is paining the people of Africa. And you can't wear long kanzu, this long clothes, and come there to impress us with your perfume when people are dying. Therefore, I want you to paint for me a picture of a Biafra. What type of Biafra do you want?
The type of Biafra I want is the Biafra of my ancestors, the land of the free, where people are allowed to pursue their daily endeavors without interference from any higher authority, where individual and collective autonomy of every component, ethnic, nationality within Biafra will be guaranteed, not just by law, but by virtue of our existence as dignified human beings. A Biafra that will be demilitarized, a Biafra that will be forward-looking, innovative, creative, run on clean, green energy, not reliant on gas or petrol. A Biafra where the police will not bear any arms. A Biafra where people can live and die and you will not see an armed soldier anywhere around you. A genuine republic, a land belonging to the people. We are going to cement this in the way we structure our society. A Biafra that will attract inward investment. A Biafra that will consider every necessity of life as being a human right. Not just in words, but in deed. A Biafra where there will be no strife, no rancor. A Biafra where all men and women will be equal, regardless of their religion, their sex, their creed, their orientation. A Biafra that will maintain open borders to every black soul on the face of this very earth. I do admit that geographically, in terms of landmass, we may not be that huge. The Biafra will operate, or should I say, run an open door policy. Every black person on the face of this earth will be an honorary citizen of Biafra, as long as you're not tainted by terrorism. That is the type of Biafra we want to run. A Biafra where Europeans will sit back and say, we never knew that such innovation and creativity will be possible. A Biafra that, should I say, the likes of Rwanda is a forerunner to, because today they are doing very well as well. That is the type of nation we are going to build. A truly democratic nation, not through the force of arms, but through dialogue and negotiations at all times. Nobody's going to lord it over anybody else. My ancestors never did. That is why we remain the only people not to conquer any other piece of territory, and nobody conquered us until the white man came and our temple fell in 1904. That is the land we're going to go back to. A Biafra of very many nations. A Biafra of autonomous nations within, governing themselves according to their own rules, where nobody will sit at the helm of power and dictate for others what to do. And we are going to accomplish it by the grace of God Almighty in heaven. Now, I know that constant references are being made to Southern Sudan. But I want to let people understand that even after the USA became free from British colonial rule, they also went through a very bitter civil war. And that did not stop them today from becoming preeminent in every sphere of human endeavor, militarily, economically, socially, in every way. So I do believe very strongly that Southern Sudan will rise up to be strong once again. All these are teething problems. You also mentioned the issue of factionalism. It is when people put the interest of themselves and their controllers well and above that of those that they are serving. That is why I said, and I have said this repeatedly, I will never ever lead Biafra politically. Once Biafra is restored, my job is done. I want to be able to prove to our people what sacrifice means, so that those who will come after us will know how to treat our people with respect and with dignity. The thing about Africa is somebody gets into power and they want to stay there forever and ever, see if there is something in it. The little work that I'm doing for Biafran people is very tiring, very, very stressful. Sometimes I don't even know how these presidents manage to sleep. Maybe they don't love their people that much. If you love your people, you cannot sleep at night. Any president in Africa who's not suffering from high blood pressure, you are not sick. That means you're doing something wrong. You're not doing what you're supposed to do. If you're concerned about your people, then I expect you to be very ill at all times. So that is the type of Biafra that we need. That's the type of Biafra we're going to have. A type of Biafra where the wealth, well-being of Sub-Saharan Africa flows from. And I can assure you we are going to deliver it. We will deliver it. The Pan-Africanism that we talk about is going to start from Biafra because, mind you, I did not say that we're just going to have Biafra and then we shut up all the borders. No. What we want to do is to return to our organic political, cultural arrangement. Should Biafrans wake up the next day to say, oh, we want to be the same country with Oduduwa, all well and good. Should Biafrans wake up and say, oh, we want to expand into Amazonia, all well and good. As long as you take the consent of the people with you, this nonsense that the Europeans did in Africa, we want to reverse it. That God Almighty Heaven may look down and be very proud to say that at last, I have people who are after my heart. And that's what we intend to do with Biafra. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Viewers, we seem to have covered most of the areas. It is the first time and it's not going to be the last time. Until we liberate, until we achieve the objectives, the aims, the vision of a better people on the African continent. His Excellency Nnamdi Kanu will return at one time to give us his other views. By then, messages today, the leaders in Africa watching for your information, I linked this to South African President Ramaphosa. I linked this to, of course, the president here. His handlers are watching. President Emerson Mnangagwa, Office of Foreign Affairs, and his President's Office, they are watching. Several SADC members and several African, Your Excellency, the Pan-African President in Kampala, President Yoweri Gakuta Museveni, he has added another name, which is very complicated. Is watching. He's interested in the Pan-African views. They are watching. They watched. But I want now to calm down and slow down and give you a chance. Give you another 5 to 6, 10 minutes. Enjoy them. Tell your people the message. Send it to them. Millions of them, millions and millions of them. As we talk in Onitsha, in Abra, in all those places, in all those states, in Southeast, those who are suffering under the heavy, disguised Boko Haram terrorists who have invaded, they are embedded in Nigerian army, coming to kill people. Give them hope. Give them hope that salvation is on the way. Give them hope that tomorrow will be a better tomorrow. Give them hope that Africa is aware. Give them hope that the world is not doing nothing. What we have done today has enlightened so many people, so many countries, countries that have Nigerian refugees who are fleeing because Nigeria is disintegrating. They are benefiting from this program. And it affects the security of the entire Africa. This floor is yours. Take it away.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for having me on this program. I've been a very big fan of yours for very many years. And I have studied you extensively. Once again, accept my most humblest respect to you and to the entire crew that put this thing together today. I want our people to understand one very thing. At the end of this very race, Biafra is going to emerge. It doesn't matter what anybody does. And to our African friends and brethren, I want them to also understand this. We talk about Pan-Africanism. Pan-Africanism cannot take off without Biafra, because we do need a genuinely free country in Africa to be able to drive that very critical and important initiative. We are seeking to build a country that God Almighty in heaven will be very proud of. And though the Janjaweed, the Fulani Caliphate, have sent their armies of conquest into our land, that this very day, we don't even know if those who are killing us are doing so on behalf of the Nigerian state or they're doing it on behalf of the Islamic Caliphate. Because as you well know, ISIS is now in Niger State. Very soon they'll be in Kogi, and then from Kogi they'll come into Anambra, and the real war will begin. Remember, very many years ago, I told you one very critical point for you to bear in mind at all times. So basically to guide you in all your deliberations and your thinking about Biafra. They're going to kill us, that is true. But that is not going to stop Biafra from coming. We are going to do all we can to defend our land and to defend our people. The whole world may appear to be against us, but we have done nothing wrong. That is the most frightening thing about this whole thing. If you ask the world, what did Biafra do wrong to you? Nobody can tell. Nobody can actually explain to you properly, because they want a world where very illiterate nomadic set of people will be in charge of governance, where you have refineries and they're no longer working, where you produce oil and gas but still import kerosene and fuel for your cars, where they want to impoverish the people. For those who may not be acquainted, or should I say familiar with the book that one of our very good friends wrote in years gone by, Walter Rodney. He was at Dar es Salaam University where he was assassinated by the CIA very many years ago. Walter Rodney wrote a very compelling book called How Europe Underdeveloped Africa. What we are witnessing today is precisely what he was trying to explain to us. If you allow yourselves to be taken over by greed, by self-preservation and the trappings that you find in North America and in Europe and in Far East Asia, you will never ever develop your land. We are fighting for Biafra that we may restore our lost dignity. We are fighting for Biafra that Black people all over the world may be set free at last. We are fighting for Biafra not that we may have or commence the building of a large empire, not at all. We are asking for a Biafra where we can live and die with a semblance of dignity. Because right now people are dying, but there isn't any dignity. We must stand very tall and very strong, resist our enemies. That thing that we are thinking now that is impossible to accomplish, very soon you will say it. We must remain resilient. We must remain devoted. We must remain unflappable. We are not going to retreat, not one iota. If at the end of this race there is only one Biafran man and one Biafran woman left, may they continue to expand. They killed us, 5 million of us, after the war. After the war in 1970, we had lost 5 million people. But there we are still the largest ethnic bloc anywhere in the entire Nigeria, because God is faithful. And at this very critical time, this very Elohim that we worship is not going to abandon us. I'm not saying we're going to fold our hands in prayer and fasting alone. No, we are going to do what we have to do to ensure the survival of our race. An attempt has been made in the past to exterminate us. The British supported the killing and the mass slaughter of Biafrans because of crude oil and gas. That Ojukwu told Harold Wilson, we cannot give to you. This resource belongs to the people, and that was the end of it. And he said, because of that, we're going to kill you. And sadly, Britain is still doing something till this very day. A supposedly civilized and advanced country, aiding and abating the slaughter of an indigenous population because of oil and gas. Therefore, I'm asking all of you to remain very resolute, to remain very strong. Do not allow yourself to become distracted. We have almost won. As Dr. Basanga said here a short while ago, we have awoken the consciousness of not just ethnic nationalities within Nigeria, but the entire African continent as a whole. We have won the debate. Now is the time for us to restore Biafra. And once that is done, believe you me, everybody will come to Biafra and to pay homage. Or should I say pilgrimage in this case. So we are winning. Many are dying, I know that to be true. A few days ago, we lost the mother of our very, very formidable barrister, Okorafor. But that's not going to stop us, because I know that they will kill us, we will kill them in the end. Biafra will come. And Biafra is very, very close. I want our people to develop the mindset of the Afghanis. Never say die. There were a group of people called the Mau Mau in Kenya. There were a group of people called the Kumeko in our land. These are the two people that fought the British to a standstill. Go and ask anywhere. And the remnants, of course, of Benin Kingdom. We must acknowledge them because they also fought very gallantly as well. We did not fight because we didn't like the Bible that the white man brought to us or the whiskey that accompanied it. We fought because we are free people. The time has come for us to restore the kingdom of heaven upon the face of this earth. The time has come for Biafra to be reestablished. The time has come for Black Africa to be free. The time has come for every Black person, regardless of where you are in the world, to stand tall and to say, I am an African. Remain very strong, remain very resolute, and may CHIUKWU be with you all. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Before you go, I would like to show you the newspapers in Kenya, in Nairobi. You are very far. You must be missing some of these papers. The Standard. Can we, production team? I'm on the ground now. The Standard newspaper in Kenya. The headline here is not on the Biafra, where we still have. The only problem in Kenya, we don't have a crisis of dividing a nation. We have the Standard newspaper said, who failed Uhuru? The blame game. That's the headline. But one key thing that stands out in the newspapers, why we are struggling to put Africa in order, is His Excellency President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta last night opened one of the biggest ports in Africa. You talked of Nigeria having oil, but it doesn't have even petrol at the petrol station. Jesus Christ. But President Uhuru Kenyatta, while yesterday opening the the port in Lamu, he said this port will connect the east to the west, east to the north, east to the south. That is the thing that we have here now in Africa, in East Africa. We want to thank President Uhuru Kenyatta again for putting infrastructure for people to get in a car and drive take 10 days and arrive in Anambra. Is it Anambra? Yes.
That's right. Yes, that's right. That's
yes.
what we want.
I have been sent so many messages from Dubai. People saying in Anambra, they are married there. Kenyans, Nigerians have married a lot of our people from East Africa. And I hope one day for us, my children, also one of them, my daughters, is married to an IGBO person from Onitsha.
Wonderful. We know how to take care of our wives.
We are united. Another newspaper says good things about Africa. The Lamu port roars to life with the president is good. You can see it.
Yes, yes.
That's it. And another good thing in Africa, I'm looking for Africa stories. For your information, I am a Liverpool supporter for 43 years.
Like myself.
Or I don't know. My God. Thank you very much. It looks like we are all Liverpool here. But the others don't get worried. We are now struggling to liberate Africa. Don't forget your local team in Biafra. And don't forget
Absolutely. Rangers Football Club is my first love. And Liverpool is the side chick.
My first team in Uganda is Villa Football Club. Villa, then my team in Kenya is AFC Leopards. Then my team in the world is Barcelona.
Wonderful.
I die with the people of Cantona. I like Cantona. And you can now guess why I like Biafra.
Yes, of course.
So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Sir, for having me.
Thank you very much, Honorable His Excellency Nnamdi Kanu, the leader of indigenous people of Biafra. I want to take this opportunity to thank you and to tell you that my television station is linked, will be linked directly to every system of the Biafran people. Everywhere.
Thank you very much.
We shall, let's today make a formidable move. I am not here for money. I never asked for a penny from any Nigerian in order to broadcast. I started broadcasting with passion. I have already told you one of my daughters is married to a man from Onitsha. And this man comes to my house, tells me the story. You know, in London, he tells me the story. I have been a supporter of the people. That Obasanjo there, you see walking free. It was me demonstrating at the Nigerian embassy for Abacha to release him with Chief Abiola. I wanted them released together with Osuji, who is the president of ICC. We used to come there every Friday for Obasanjo to have freedom. But when Obasanjo came out, he looks for money. Anywhere you find Obasanjo, you know he's looking for money. I'm sorry to tell Nigerians, may God bless me for being truthful and honest. There's no conflict. There's no conflict Obasanjo has ever solved in Africa. Even when we went for Zimbabwe Troika in Melbourne House, Obasanjo sided with Australia to expel Zimbabwe from the Commonwealth. That's the man you have. But thank you very much, God. Jesus Christ, hold us. Don't tire. Keep on the struggle. Keep fighting.
I will.
Keep democratically sending the message. You need a referendum. Peaceful ways. Don't give up. May God hold your hand. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me. Thank you very much.
Yes. Viewers, this station, therefore, is for Africa, by Africa, with Africa. Long live Africa. Ciao.